If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. Myles Garrett is putting together the kind of season that should have the entire NFL world buzzing. The kind of run that usually turns defensive ends into household names and turns press conferences into award coronations. But instead of seeing his highlights looped endlessly across every major sports network, instead of hearing his name anchoring MVP debates or dominating social media threads, we're watching something entirely different happen. His brilliance, his sheer historical dominance, is fading into the background behind a Cleveland Browns season that has snowballed into yet another disappointment, and the worst part, none of it is his fault. While everyone else is stumbling, Garrett is out there looking like he's playing the game on fast forward, yet the Browns are wasting one of the best defensive seasons anyone alive has ever witnessed. Think about it. Cleveland is sitting at 2-8 wins, 10 weeks in. And right in the middle of that chaos is a player already sitting on 10 sacks and 10.5 tackles for loss. A guy who has become the first player since 1980 to stack up 12 or more sacks in 6 straight seasons. That's for decades of NFL pass rushers failing to do what he's doing so effortlessly. If another franchise had a player performing at this level while sitting near the bottom of the standings, NFL coverage would turn him into a martyr for defensive excellence. But because this is Cleveland, because we've been conditioned to associate the Browns with quarterback drama, offensive implosion, and wasted seasons, Garrett's history-making run is treated like background noise. It's almost as if people assume this is normal for him and not the kind of stuff that eventually earns you a bronze bust in Canton. What Garrett is doing goes beyond a good year, beyond even a career year. He's rewriting the record book in real time. Every week, he breaks another milestone, passes another historic mark, and does it while drawing the full force of every offense's protection packages. He now owns the longest active sack streak in league history, passing names that NFL fans speak about with reverence, and if he keeps going at this pace, he's going to threaten the single-season sack record. The crown jewel of defensive stats, that isn't a small thing. That's the kind of record that stands for decades. The kind of stat that anchors Hall of Fame resumes. The kind of achievement that usually becomes the storyline of an entire season. Watch him on film, and you'll understand just how absurd he is. Garrett doesn't just win reps, he destroys them. His technique is so sharp it looks like it was carved with a scalpel. But his power hits like a sledgehammer. His first step is explosive. His closing speed terrifying. And under defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, he's reached a new level of production that already feels unfair. There's no debate anymore. The title of best edge rusher in football doesn't belong to anyone else. Garrett owns it. He doesn't just pressure quarterbacks, he ruins game plans. He forces offensive lines to uproot everything they want to do just to survive him, and even then, most of the time, they don't. But football isn't a one-man sport. And even the greatest seasons can be swallowed whole when the team around you crumbles. That's exactly what's happening in Cleveland. Garrett's defense has given this team chance after chance. After chance, they rank near the top of the league in sacks, pressures, and third down stops. They've held opponents under 20 points in multiple games, and somehow, Cleveland keeps walking away empty-handed. It's the kind of pattern that makes fans shake their heads, that makes analysts sigh, and that makes players like Garrett wonder how much longer they can watch their prime years vanish into the void every week. The defense drags this team into battles it has no business surviving, and every week, the offense responds with turnovers, 3-and-outs, stalled drives, or flat-out confusion. Garrett can do everything: collapse pockets, force fumbles, blow up screens, even alter play calls before the ball is snapped. But he can't throw the ball, he can't fix a blocking scheme, he can't run the offense, and that's where the Browns continue to fall apart. A generational pass rusher is giving them the best he's ever given. And still it feels like he's suiting up just to keep the score respectable. Last week was another painful reminder. The Browns rolled out rookie Shedeur Sanders in yet another chapter of Cleveland's eternal quarterback carousel, and just like so many before him, Sanders struggled not because he's not talented, but because no rookie can thrive behind an offensive line that can't protect him. With a playbook that changes like the weather, and with the pressure of carrying a franchise on fire, the offense managed one second-half score. Meanwhile, Garrett and the defense were out there holding the game together with duct tape and super glue, waiting for anything to click on the other side of the ball, but nothing did. It rarely does. And that's the problem. Garrett is in the heart of his prime. These should be the years where he stacks playoff wins, chases championships, and builds a legacy that the entire league celebrates. Instead, he's surrounded by constant turnover, new quarterbacks, new play callers, new philosophies, always resetting, always rebuilding. Every year the Browns pitch a new vision, a new offensive promise, a new franchise quarterback who's supposed to stop the bleeding, but every year, it feels like the organization keeps dragging Garrett's timeline backward. While he keeps sprinting forward, he's producing like Reggie White, like Lawrence Taylor, like the greatest edge rushers the game has ever seen, and yet he's tethered to a franchise that still can't find basic stability. Some analysts are already floating the idea of trades. Not because Garrett wants out, he's never said anything like that, but because people want to see him get a legitimate shot at something meaningful. They want to see what he looks like in January football, in must-win games, on national stages where the entire country finally has to pay attention. And honestly, who can blame them when a player reaches this level? When they start building numbers that echo through NFL history, the conversation naturally shifts to legacy. Garrett has done everything possible to cement his, but legacy becomes heavier when the wins never come. Right now, Garrett is the clear frontrunner for Defensive Player of the Year. It's not even close. Analysts and former players have already crowned him as the favorite. But imagine winning the most prestigious individual defensive award in the sport, while your team sinks to the bottom of the standings. That's the strange, frustrating reality Garrett is stuck in. His dominance isn't just happening, it's being overshadowed. His numbers belong not only on the front page of NFL coverage, but in future Hall of Fame discussions. Yet because the Browns are a 2-win team, the noise around his season never rises above a quiet buzz. It's one of the most bizarre contradictions in football right now, a generational talent on pace to break a record that might stand for decades, hidden inside a franchise that can't get out of its own way. That gap between Garrett's greatness and the Browns' failures captures the entire tragedy of this season. Cleveland has one of the most unstoppable forces the NFL has seen in years, but greatness, real greatness, doesn't last forever. Careers peak, bodies wear down, windows close. And if the Browns keep wasting seasons like this, Garrett's prime years may be remembered not for what he built, but for what the organization failed to build around him. He deserves better, much better, and the Browns need to prove, right now, that they can give him something worth staying for, something worthy of the historical run he's on. Because if they don't, the NFL will remember this era not as the rise of Myles Garrett, but as one of the greatest what-ifs a franchise ever squandered. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Odell Beckham Jr., the name that has been on every football fan's lips for over a decade, has reportedly inked a deal with the Cleveland Browns. And if you thought the rumor mills in the NFL were slowing down, think again. From the moment whispers started circulating late last night, social media erupted into a frenzy of speculation, excitement, and predictably, heated debates. Fans couldn't help but share their takes, some in disbelief, some in sheer jubilation, and others, well, they were just bracing themselves for the inevitable roller coaster that comes with Odell being involved in anything football-related. The sheer magnitude of this potential move has reignited conversations about what it means for both the player and the franchise. And the ripple effects are already being felt across every corner of the NFL community. Jerseys are rumored to be flying off the shelves, even before any official confirmation, as fans scramble to claim a piece of what could be one of the most talked about acquisitions in recent years. The excitement is palpable, almost electric. And if you've ever doubted Odell's ability to capture attention, this move has just proven, once again, that he is a spectacle unlike any other inside the rumor mill. Insiders are hinting at conversations that go beyond the surface of a typical player signing. The speculation isn't just about his athletic talent, although that's certainly a factor. It's about what Odell brings to the culture of a team, the swagger, the confidence, and the media magnetism that follows him everywhere he goes. The Browns, who have been quietly building momentum in recent seasons, suddenly find themselves at the center of a media storm that could redefine their public perception entirely. Fans are buzzing not just about the possibility of explosive plays on the field, but about the potential for Odell to change the locker room dynamic, to push teammates to new heights, and perhaps even influence the trajectory of the team's future. Analysts are weighing in, too. debating whether this move is a masterstroke of strategy, a gamble with enormous upside, or a high-profile risk that could backfire spectacularly. Every take seems to fuel more conversation, and social media threads have become arenas of their own, where passionate supporters and skeptics clash in real time over what this signing might ultimately mean. The frenzy isn't limited to the fans or the media within the league. Rival teams are reportedly taking notice, assessing the implications of Odell joining the Browns. Opponents who once dismissed him as unpredictable or inconsistent are now recalculating their game plans, considering new defensive strategies, and preparing for the possibility of facing a version of Odell that is hungry, focused, and ready to dominate. The rumors suggest that there are already whispers in scouting meetings, coaches' offices, and even players' group chats about how best to counter the sheer talent and unpredictability that Beckham Jr. brings. This move, whether fully realized or still in the early stages of negotiation, has already created a shift in the balance of power discussions around the league. It's as if a single signature could have the kind of domino effect that makes sports analysts talk about turning points for years to come. Meanwhile, the Browns fanbase is experiencing a mix of jubilation and anxiety. There's excitement, yes, but also the pressure of expectation that comes with signing a player of Odell's caliber. Rumors indicate that season ticket holders are buzzing about renewed hope, imagining highlight reels and game-winning plays that could transform the atmosphere in the stadium. Conversations at local sports bars, online forums, and even casual social gatherings are dominated by speculation about how the offense will evolve, how quarterbacks will adjust, and whether this signing could finally push the team over the proverbial hump. For some, Odell represents a long-awaited chance at glory, a player who can single-handedly energize a franchise. For others, he's a wild card, someone whose history of highs and lows keeps everyone on edge, knowing that the journey might be just as dramatic off the field as it is on it. Either way, the narrative is irresistible, and it's fueling engagement like never before, proving that in the world of sports, a single signing can become a story that transcends statistics and touchdowns, adding fuel to the fire. Social media platforms are exploding with memes, GIFs, and fan reactions that range from sheer excitement to cautious skepticism. Accounts dedicated to Browns content are seeing record engagement, with followers debating everything from potential jersey numbers to the chemistry Odell might develop with the team's quarterbacks and wide receivers. There are even rumors swirling about private discussions behind closed doors, hints at potential endorsement deals, and the inevitable marketing opportunities that come with a player who is as much a brand as he is an athlete. Some speculate that Odell's presence could attract other high-profile players or free agents, seeing the Browns as a destination not just for talent, but for spectacle. The media cycle is relentless, and every snippet of information, official or leak, seems to multiply the buzz, keeping the narrative alive in a way that few other players in recent memory have managed to achieve. The intrigue also extends beyond the field and the fanbase. NFL commentators are reportedly scrambling to adjust their talking points, weaving this signing into broader discussions about team dynamics, playoff potential, and league-wide trends. There's a sense that Odell Beckham Jr. is more than just a player. He's a narrative device, capable of altering the way fans, coaches, and analysts alike perceive the Browns. And while some insiders caution that nothing is set in stone, the mere possibility of this partnership is enough to send shockwaves through the sports world. Every hypothetical scenario, from strategic playbooks to locker room chemistry, is being dissected, debated, and speculated upon in forums, podcasts, and live broadcasts, as though the signing itself has become an event before the ink has even dried. Even beyond the immediate sphere of football, the rumors have caught the attention of pop culture commentators and celebrity fans, who weigh in on the glamour and drama of Odell's life both on and off the field. The conversation isn't just about what he can do with the football. It's about what he represents: a fusion of athletic excellence, personal charisma, and headline-grabbing flair. In every tweet, post, or story shared, the aura of Odell Beckham Jr. grows, making it clear that this isn't just about one team or one season. This is about a player whose presence alone can dominate headlines, influence market dynamics, and inspire a new wave of excitement around a franchise that has long been hungry for attention and success. The Browns, intentionally or not, have become the epicenter of a swirling storm of speculation, anticipation, and unbridled enthusiasm. At the heart of all these rumors is the undeniable fact that Odell Beckham Jr. has a way of making people care, Whether it's his ability to make jaw-dropping catches, his knack for drawing headlines, or his larger-than-life personality, he turns every story into a spectacle. Fans are already imagining what it would be like to see him in the Browns uniform, thinking about game highlights, touchdown celebrations, and those unforgettable moments that make football more than just a sport. Every new whisper or tidbit of news feeds the frenzy, creating a feedback loop of speculation that only grows louder by the hour. Analysts are debating, fans are dreaming, and even casual observers are being drawn into the narrative, fascinated by what might unfold. This is the kind of story that lives in headlines, in social media threads, and in living rooms across the country, where debates are heated, predictions are made, and everyone has an opinion on what Odell Beckham Jr. could mean for Cleveland. And as the rumor continues to swirl, one thing is clear: the NFL landscape is paying attention. Every reporter, every analyst, every fan with a Twitter account knows that a move like this has ramifications far beyond the confines of a single team. Conversations about playoff potential, team chemistry, and even future draft picks are being influenced by the possibility of Odell stepping onto that field in Cleveland colors. The anticipation is almost tangible, a buzz that can be felt in stadiums, offices, and living rooms alike, whether the deal is fully confirmed, tweaked, or still in flux. The mere notion of it has transformed into a story that transcends the usual sports news cycle. And in that sense, Odell Beckham Jr. has done what he has always done best: captured attention, sparked conversation, and reminded everyone why football is not just a game, it's a spectacle, a drama, and sometimes a full-blown frenzy waiting to happen. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!